This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Carol. Carol talks for a living, from morning till night. So she relies on Flo's crystal clear home phone service brought to her through Flo's 100% fiber to the home network. It keeps her in the know, and because she bundles her mobile broadband and TV services, she enjoys huge savings, so she can enjoy much more for much less. So visit any Flo retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
It's Monday, June the 6th, 2016, and this is your Barbados Today Morning News Update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. In our top story, the island's Auditor General could soon be given greater powers to deal more effectively with public servants and government departments that treat his report with what Prime Minister Francis Stewart calls unpretending indifference. The Prime Minister told a media managers luncheon at Elara Court on Friday that he was very concerned about the recurring issues cited in this year's report, which identified millions in outstanding arrears, unauthorized transactions, misplaced funds, and flawed contracts between government and private entities.
A more serious responsibility is going to have to devolve on the shoulders of permanent secretaries in the respective ministries to ensure that issues that need to be clarified are clarified, explanations that need to be given are given, and given in a timely fashion, so that when the Auditor General's report is published, it reflects reality and not just information with which he has had to make do because he had no better information at his disposal. So I am Minister with responsibility for the civil service, and I am determined to take this up and to make sure that we see a turnaround in the attitudes of people who treat the request of the Auditor General, it seems to me, with unpretending indifference. And of course, the whole permanent secretaries to a much higher standard in terms of ensuring that the Auditor General gets the information he requests in a timely fashion.
Declaring that his government has no intention of legalizing same-sex marriages, Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite is warning Barbadians that it may soon become a human rights issue here, which they have to fight against. Brathwaite was part of a panel discussion on the topic, Same-Sex Relations, a Right or an Abomination, held Friday night at the Cayfield Wesleyan Holiness Church, where the Men's Fellowship officially launched Man Talk, a monthly series of discussions on burning issues in society. The Attorney General also cautioned that international financial institutions may use the human rights notion to determine if Barbados qualifies for future loans or aid.
We as a country have to make determination as to whether or not we feel so strongly about an issue like this that we're willing to live and die by it. In other words, if I use Cuba as an example, Cuba took the position that they did, and they suffered long and hard and toiled because they firmly believed in this socialist agenda. As a country, we're going to have to decide, and you're going to have to decide at some point in time very soon, whether or not you feel so strongly about this issue that you're willing also to toil in the vineyard like Cuba did.
And founder of the Barbados Gays and Lesbians and All Sexuals Against Discrimination, Donya Pigot, who was one of the panelists, insisted that her organization was not interested in pursuing legalization of same-sex marriages, but just respect.
It comes down to accepting differences and diversity in a world where these things exist. Regardless of how you feel about it, regardless of how I feel about it, you know, as individuals, we just have to constantly, check ourselves and, remind ourselves to always, walk in love and walk in respect, because at the end of the day, these are the things that matter.
And responding to an audience question as to whether anal sex was healthy, obstetrician gynaecologist Dr. Boya Ogungbe provided statistics to show that those who engaged in it were at a greater risk than those who did not.
So for every one person that develops anorectal cancer of that area in the normal population, 33 people amongst the homosexuals that practice anal sex would have developed it. So that's kind of showing you something. Whatever you conclude out of that will depend on what you define as health.
In other news now, travel agency operator and Barbados Labour Party public relations officer in Darwin last night secured the nomination as his party's candidate for St. Philip South. At a branch meeting at the Hilderskin Primary School, Weir earned 48 votes to defeat challengers Mona Alling with 17 votes, Sylvan Greenwich 7 votes, and Ahmed Provers with 8 votes. In his acceptance speech, Weir wasted no time in attacking the government's claims about increased tourist arrivals expected for crop over. He declared that bookings have not gone past the figures of last year. Weir vowed to help a BLP government take Barbados' tourist arrivals figures to the 1 million mark. In sport, Minister of Sport Stephen Lashley has joined in the chorus of tributes to the late boxing icon Muhammad Ali, who died of septic shock on Friday night in the U.S. Lashley described Ali as the epitome of excellence.
He reminds us of what it takes to achieve greatness, the level of preparedness, the self-sacrifice, because he had to make several personal sacrifices in his life on his way to the top. And his passing has brought great sadness across the globe, including Barbados.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
We're back with news of the region now. St. Lucians are voting today for a new government. Poster Peter Wickham's Cadres organization has already conducted a survey which said the projected outcome was too close to call. The poll is a straight fight between the United Workers' Party and the St. Lucia Labour Party. Meanwhile, members of the Protective Services headline the list of the first group of individuals to cast their ballots in the 2016 general election. Advanced polling took place on Friday at a number of designated polling stations around St. Lucia. Apart from the protective services, medical patients, residents at senior citizens' homes, polling day officials, and bedridden individuals were eligible to vote.
News Force visited the Central Police Station, one of 2 polling locations for the protective services. The scene appeared chaotic as police and prison officers, along with members of the St. Lucia Fire Service, eagerly flocked to the police auditorium in order to place their X on the ballot sheets. UWP Castries Central hopeful Sarah Flood-Bobra was on hand to ensure a smooth process.
This is my 3rd visit here actually, and the police are voting is a very important vote for us, for me in the constituency. And my agents are here. I'm just making sure they are fine, that they are fed, that everything is going fine. This is what we do on election day.
And finally, on the international scene, 1 person is confirmed dead after massive storms flooded rivers, uprooted trees, and tore into beaches along Australia's east coast. The storm continues to batter southern New South Wales, Victoria, and Tasmania. A body was found in the swollen Cotter River near Canberra late last night. Erosion at Sydney's Coleroy Beach has forced the evacuation of multi-million-dollar homes, which are now in danger of collapsing. Flood warnings have been issued across several states, with northern Tasmania facing its worst flooding in decades today. That's news and sport, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.